Lyotard won't say this, but I believe we touch here on one of the keys to endurance, and we have a little hint of what it means to go there. Of course, all of this is undertaken in the most extreme doubt. I quote, "You aren't cut out for thinking. You're a philosopher. You believe it's not natural to think. You're envious of, but after all you disdain, your colleagues and friends who work in the human sciences, who seem to be in symbiosis with their work, who have a corpus, a method, a bibliography, a strategy, exchanges. That's what makes you different even from those close to you, like historians of philosophy, whom you admire nonetheless. You like what is unfinished. Nothing of what you write will be authoritative. You lend yourself willingly to this prescription to go there without knowing where. You're certain that nobody can do it, least of all yourself. You know you're doing what you're not cut out to do. You're an imposter. You hate all this. Little by little, you cease to draw any vanity from it." And what is all this? Again, I remind you, I've ended my quotation. Again, I remind you that he is studying rhetorical operators in the most fastidious manner possible. Fastidious, sometimes tedious, and I can testify to that. This is when I met Jean-François Lyotard listening to these classes. Fastidious, sometimes tedious, because he is undoing every assumption that might be based on his prior position in Parisian intellectual circles or on expectations regarding the meaning of practicing philosophy à Vincennes in the company of figures such as Gilles Deleuze. He was undermining every position and every posture that might be attributed to him on this stage, refusing to declare what should be thought in the current conjuncture, as would a maître à penser, and refusing to pronounce on what can't be thought, as would a maître à penser. He would leave to others, he said, the task of naming the unnameable, saying the unsayable, conceiving the unconceivable, pronouncing the unpronounceable, or deciding the undecidable. Some might say, teaching the disaster. His task was without such commitments and obeyed a different form of exigency. So what was he doing? Why did he imagine that these rhetorical analyses could serve some honest end he refused to identify? On the penultimate page, he approaches for us something like an answer. I quote, "You try for two kinds of understanding. First, that which permits you, tomorrow, to situate the antistrephon of Protagoras within the writing of a temporal logic. A strong understanding and ultimately useless. The other is totally different. To learn obscurely after months, years of study, why this bizarre verbal argument interested you.